Let me first thank the Chair for her friendship and leadership on our committee, and thank you for yielding time this afternoon. Madam Speaker, just a little bit of history. I want to take you back to 1860. President Lincoln won the general election in 1860 by winning 18 of 29 states. Madam Speaker, the 11 states that Lincoln failed to carry were slave-holding states. These states were fearful that Lincoln would find a way to end slavery and deprive slave owners of their free labor. 11 Southern states immediately seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America. The CSA elected its leadership, they printed a currency, and stood up a military. At Fort Sumter on April 12, 1861, CSA took military action against the United States of America. For the following 4 years, more than 600,000 Americans lost their lives on the battlefield, including black Union soldiers. This was not a war between the states. It was a war against the United States by 11 Southern states, including my state. When the Union finally won the war, both sides buried their dead. 4 million slaves were granted their freedom by the passage and ratification of the 13th Amendment. In 1864, each state was granted the privilege to donate 2 statues of deceased persons to be displayed in this Capitol that depict the history of their state. These statues are now known as the National Statuary Hall Collection. Approximately 10 of these statues depict men who volunteered to fight against the United States in the Civil War. All of these statues were donated many decades after the war. Like many other statues around the country honoring members of the Confederate States of America, and particularly those erected in the South, these 10 statues were not donated and installed in the Capitol until the 1900s, during the height of the Jim Crow era. Many Americans see these statues and the timing of their placement to intimidate black Americans and to perpetuate the notion of white supremacy. We must not continue to honor these combatants by allowing their images to be displayed in this Capitol. The bill before us today, Madam Speaker, identifies several other statues for removal that are not part of the collection, including the bust of Chief Justice Roger Brooke Taney, who authored the 1857 Supreme Court decision of Dred Scott that ruled that slaves could not be considered citizens and that Congress did not have the ability to ban slavery. This opinion, Madam Speaker, is regarded as possibly the Supreme Court's worst decision of all time. And the 7-2 decision was a major factor contributing to the Civil War. Another bust, and I'll conclude with this, Madam Speaker, another bust, not a part of the Statuary Hall Collection, is for Vice President. Vice President John Breckinridge, 1856 to 1859. In 1860, Breckinridge ran for president on the Southern Democratic ticket, and he lost. During the Civil War, Breckinridge served in the United States Senate from Kentucky, but became a traitor and enlisted in the Confederate military and assigned to the Army of Mississippi, achieving the rank of Major General. And it gets worse. He was expelled from the United States Senate. Jefferson Davis then appointed him as Secretary of War. After the war, he fled the country. He fled the country for several years. Madam Speaker, this statute must also be removed. I ask my colleagues to answer the summons of our time by voting to remove these statutes from the Capitol of the United States of America. Thank you, and I yield back.